if we do this right, we will each come to a point in our life, if we are going to change our country with lasting ramifications, we will each come to a point in our life where we are at the last string or thread and say, have I not yet done enough for my country? And then we will stand up again and get on our horse, because the answer is no. God is not done with you yet, and he is not done with man's freedom yet. With firm reliance on divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes. What does that mean? It means that there comes a time when one generation must sacrifice for the next. One generation must make the choice to do the right thing because it is the right thing, so our children can have a chance at a sliver of what we have grown up in, scars and all. This experiment is the only time man has lived a life like this. It's not a coincidence the world changed as the age of enlightenment happened and Americans set man free. It's not a coincidence. If we want it for our children and our grandchildren, we must pledge our lives and our fortunes. But we already know that instinctively. If anyone has ever had a child who is seriously ill, you know you have stood in that hospital and you have fallen to your knees and you have said, Lord, give it to me. Give it to me. Let them live. Let them have a shot. I'll take it on. That's who we must be today. We must take it on so our children can have a chance. We must be willing to trade places with our children. Our children will be slaves to a debt. Slaves. We must trade places with them. We must also give to the things that we believe in. I ask you today, I know I did this most of my life, I'd put $20 in the basket at church and I'd think I was doing pretty good. I'd kind of almost pop it out so everybody could see, yeah, 20 bucks. When the man with the stick and the burning bush spoke about the $20 in the basket, it was 10%. I remember I first started thinking about actually tithing. I'm like, holy cow, really? And that somehow or another is going to make me happy? Let me tell you something. It is my joy and my honor to tithe 10%. Please. Our nation can only do great works through our churches if they have the means to do it. Charity comes from us. It comes from our churches. It comes from our synagogues. It comes from our houses of worship. Tithe with firm reliance on divine providence. If you have firm reliance, you gladly give 10% because you know you'll be fine. And the last part, our sacred honor. It means that you tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. It means there are no lies in your life. That is a hard one. But I come to you and tell you as a man whose whole life was a lie. A man who was on the floor in a fetal position because I couldn't do it anymore, because I had wrecked my whole life. I had dishonored myself in every way. I come to tell you now that the truth shall set you free. The truth shall set you free. Warning, the truth will make you miserable first, but then it will set you free. Each of us need to do these things. If we are to restore our nation, we need to do these things. And when we do, we will know who we are, that each of us makes a difference, that life is short, but there is much work to be done. So pick up your stick, because the one that leads your life demands it of us. If we do these things, we will heal our nation. We will not only heal our nation, but we will do what the greatest American generation did the last century. They will be the shelter for the world, because the storm that is coming is not just an American storm, it's a human storm. It's a global storm. And who is it that always runs in at the end to save them? It is always the American. But we are not prepared to be those people yet. We must go to God boot camp and straighten our own lives up so we can help people out in the rest of the world and guide them down the stairs and out of the building into safety. If we can say this to each other, and with firm reliance on divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor, we will then know that God is not on our side. Rather, we have put our life in shape so we know we will be on God's side. But America, there are so many things that we gaze upon that is easy to pull us off track. We cannot do these things alone. We must do them with a good spouse by our side, good friends by our side, our family being strong. And we must insist that our churches stand for things that we know are true, because they are universal and endless in nature. Stand. Take a stand. Our churches, our synagogues, our mosques, we must stand for the things that we know are true.